Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Not at the studio yet today. Got a little bit of a later day as the Knicks tip off tonight against the Chicago Bulls. But we got some breaking news, so I wanted to get you guys a video. That's why you subscribe. Hit that big red sub button. Get free, informative, entertaining updates every single day on your New York Giants. And if you are subscribed, light up the comment section for me and drop a real one. The Giants, they have made two roster moves, and one of them I am extremely excited about. We've talked about at length on the channel over the past couple of weeks, and it is official. The New York Giants are re-signing Isaiah Simmons to a one-year deal. Simmons, the very versatile player, he could play on the edge, he could play off ball at the linebacker spot, has played a little bit of safety in the past before. He can do it all. He is truly a jack of all trades, and I think he is going to fit like a glove in the Shane Bowen defense. The reason I believe that is Shane Bowen is a guy that loves to play with multiple DBs on the football field. Last year, the Tennessee Titans operated out of dime, which is 6 DBs on the field. At the second highest rate in the National Football League, more than 23% of the time, the Tennessee Titans were operating in dime coverage, which would be perfect for Isaiah Simmons. The versatility, the multiple hats he can wear, he would be perfect in there. And if you're going to run a defense that has a lot of DBs on the field, you need those DBs to be able to help in run support. And Simmons at 6'4", 238 pounds, running a 4.4 40, will absolutely be able to do that. I love this signing. I am glad he's back. I know a lot of people are excited about this. A lot of people have said, Marshall, what's the deal on Simmons? Are we bringing him back? Are we letting him go? But it is official. Isaiah Simmons is re-signing with the New York Football Giants on a one-year deal after they traded a 7th-round pick to the Arizona Cardinals last, I believe it was July or August, to make Isaiah Simmons a New York Giant. Just want to talk about him a little bit more at length. You see where he lined up on the football field. And it's going to be different this year with Bowen calling the plays compared to Wink Martindale, but I think it'll just kind of paint a picture in your mind of all the things he can do. In his career, he's played 569 snaps on the defensive line. He's played 1,243 snaps in the box. He's played 65 snaps as a free safety. He's played 706 snaps as a slot corner, and he's even played 73 snaps as an outside corner. Only did that 8 times last year for the Giants, but the ability to play all over the football field makes him, in my opinion, a very important player that the Giants have now inked to a deal, and he's going to be coming back, and that's going to help this defense in a lot of ways. The Giants last year and the years prior were kind of just a slow defense, and now that you got guys like Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden and Isaiah Simmons, you have 3 of the faster linebackers in the league that can make plays from sideline to sideline. They can move back, they can put pressure on the quarterback, and I'm pretty pumped up about this. Drop some 19s in the comment section for us to welcome Isaiah Simmons back to the New York Giants. You look at the stats that he had last year. He played all 17 games. He's really been a durable player throughout his career. 16 games his rookie year, and he hasn't missed a game since 17 games from 2021, 2022, and 2023. He had, looking at some stats here, 50 tackles overall for the New York Giants last year. He had 2 tackles for loss, had a QB hit, 1 sack, had a forced fumble, had 3 pass breakups. He also had an interception and a pick 6. We all remember that one where he took it to the house. I'm not sure he's ever going to live up to the hype of being that 8th overall pick out of Clemson back in the 2020 NFL draft, but I do believe there is a spot in the National Football League for Simmons, and I believe under Bowen, and if he can continue to grow and become a better player, which I anticipate him to do so as he is still just 25 years old, I think he can be a down and down out type of player. I don't know if that's at linebacker, but in this defense, I know I referenced it a lot of times, versatility is going to be big as a guy that can play safety, a guy that can play linebacker, slot, and come off the edge. He is definitely going to make this team better, and I am excited to see Isaiah Simmons back in Big Blue next year. I'm excited. Give me some 19s in the comment section. The Giants also made another very interesting move. They have signed a running back who has not played in the NFL, and he has not gotten a carry, I believe, since 2022. We'll break that down around the corner. But first, I got to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS, and Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is the #1 daily fantasy sports app in the game. Put $100 in your account, they'll give you $100 for free. And with the NBA action heating up, playoffs just 2 weeks away, and the Final Four in the national championship around the corner for the men's and women's in college hoops, you should be playing Prize Picks, like right now. Turn your basketball IQ into some money, buy yourself something nice. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply pick more or pick less on the projected stat line that Prize Picks has for each player. Pick more, pick less, play Prize Picks, support the show, support the sponsor. Alrighty, the New York Giants have signed Dante Miller, running back out of South Carolina. He last played in 2022 for South Carolina, where he rushed for 38 yards on 6 carries. Miller started his collegiate career at Columbia. And you might say, well, Marshall, why are the Giants signing a player that didn't play in 2023? He wasn't in the NFL. Well, I'm trying to unpack that as I do read this article as well. For almost anyone else, this would have been a story about how an honest mistake and inflexibility robbed a football player of his chance to provide he deserved an opportunity to play in the NFL. But this is a Dante Miller story, so it ends with him signing with an NFL team anyways. Just trying to read this article and get you caught up on it. There were 3 times this past 18 months when the last part seemed impossible. Thanks to a miscalculation by South Carolina's compliance department and the NCAA's ham-fisted version of justice, Miller was pulled off the field in 2022 and didn't find his way back until South Carolina's Pro Day last month. So I'm not sure exactly what caused him to be removed from the team, but something that definitely caught the Giants' interest was at his pro day, he reportedly ran a 4.2740. And that is extremely fast. Are the stopwatches a little bit quicker at the pro day? Absolutely. I don't have much thoughts on the player, except for the fact that this is a very interesting situation. Giants now have a running back in Devin Singletary. They add Dante Miller, an extremely fast running back. They also have Gary Brightwell. They still have Jashawn Corbin, and they still have Eric Gray. So you now have 5 running backs on the roster. It is going to be a competition to make this team, no doubt about it, and it will unfold in NFL preseason as the Giants try to cut their roster down from 90 to 53. I'm just seeing another tweet where some teams had him as low as a 4.35. The article I was referencing was from on3.com, where they said he ran a 4.27. So he's fast, no doubt about it. So I'm just going to read some of this article. This is some crazy stuff. Let's travel to Connecticut and look in on a 2-year-old Miller. His brother and sister had already gone to live with their grandmother, but Dante still lived with his mom, and she was addicted to drugs. One day, Miller's mother dropped him off at a neighbor's house. She never returned. After that, Miller got plunged into the foster care system in Connecticut. He bounced from one group home to another. He recalls 4 or 5 times during this he was in the system. At one, he remembers the foster parents would beat the children for eating snacks out of the pantry. I had to fend for myself, he said. It brought me closer to God, and it made me grow up fast. That's awful. That is awful. Nobody should have to go through that. Wow. Someone said his grandmother said his 40 time was always lower than his GPA. LOL. Wow. This is crazy stuff. Good for him. Back in the league, or in the league for the first time. But kind of crazy. Played for South Carolina in 2022. Only had 6 carries for 38 yards and started his collegiate career at Columbia. I'm just going to quickly Google his college stats to see if there's anything more than that. He's measured at, as the Wi-Fi in my house is extremely slow here, so give me a second. In his collegiate career, 6 carries, 38 yards. Crazy story. Crazy story. But the Giants, they have signed Dante Miller. And they have also re-signed Isaiah Simmons. That's the news of the day. Isaiah Simmons back with the Giants. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. And we'll be back on the channel tomorrow with more news and rumors around your New York Football Giants.